Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So today I want to talk about what if I didn't start. And what I'm referring to is what if I didn't start this whole journey of becoming a creator, of being on YouTube, doing things on the internet, creating a different lifestyle for myself. Now, I think this whole idea of the what if scenario is something that most of us ask ourselves, especially as we get older. And so here's the scenario if I would have stayed doing what I was doing before. And so if you didn't know a little bit of my background, I did get college degrees in both information systems and also marketing. And I was in the whole corporate arena, mostly in information technology, for about anywhere from 8 to 10 years total. And if I would have stayed in that, some good things would have came out of it. The first thing is I probably definitely would have made more money in terms of my career years. You know, I probably would have been a senior database administrator, a project manager, something along those lines. Or maybe I might have made VP at some level, you know, for certain things, you know, but more than likely I'd probably be project management or some type of senior technical position. That's probably where it would end up. And another thing that would have happened is I would have had the normal home, 2.5 kids, a nice car, and a predictable path. You know, I would have basically saved up money for my kids' college and, saved up for retirement and investments. And maybe later in life, I would have speculated and thought about doing a business or something like that. And obviously, you know, at the end of your life, you would be retired and go on vacation and travel. You know, that's pretty much what I think most people's life path would be. And it would be the very acceptable life path for the majority of people in whatever society that you're in. I don't think anybody would really knock on that. But the flip side of it is, if I would have stayed on that path, honestly, I probably would have been very unhappy because I would have been going to a career that I actually hated every day. I would get a sick feeling having to get up and drive every morning, get stuck in traffic. And even though I would have been making more money, at least during my career years, at a certain point, I'd probably hit some type of glass ceiling. And I know for sure that I would be limited by what I can do because it's not my own business, you know, and I would have to work with people and environments that I might not always enjoy. So that's the work part, and that's a huge part because a lot of us spend most of our time working in a job of some sort. And then when it comes to relationships, you know, I don't think the whole 2.5 kids or wife would have been any different. You know, that's really a choice that you make. But what would have been different is the time. You know, because you are in a situation where you are in a career and a job, your time is controlled by where you work. And so I would have to ask permission basically to spend time with people that I care about the most. And speaking of people, I definitely would have had way less control over who I choose to be around. And then whenever I, make it later in my career, my choices would be limited as well, because at that point, even though I would have saved the money, I would have gained experience, it was pretty much in whatever area that I was in. And so whenever I hit that point where I was able to start a business or do something else, you would have to learn new skills, okay? And that takes time. And that is pretty much the flip side of it. And also the biggest thing I feel that would have happened if I would have stayed in that path is I would have always wondered, what if? You know, I would have had this feeling of regret in a lot of ways. Because taking this path that I'm taking right now, it is not an easy path by any means. But all the benefits that came out of it is absolutely amazing. The first and biggest benefit is being me. You know, you are able to have more control over who you want to be. And oftentimes it's that whole freedom mentality. And it's not just freedom of time, it's freedom of who you are. You know, freedom to be who you want, to do what you want, and to choose the type of people that you want to be around, which is hugely important. And I think that leads to a feeling of fulfillment that you simply cannot get if you don't take control of what you want to do and who you want to be. And the other thing is, unlike my career and job situation, I really don't have financial limits because that's only limited by what I'm able to learn and do. So in the short term, even though I would have made more money in my career, I'm definitely making more money and will make even more money in what I decide to do. Because as long as I'm willing to push myself, learn more, and constantly keep upgrading, the financial part will be taken care of. And then in terms of the time factor, going back to that, I've spent more time with people that I care about just in these past few years than I have in my whole adult life. Like in 2018, at the time of this video, I actually spent like 3 months traveling, and most of it was to see people like my family, and so I got to spend a whole bunch of time with them. And time is something that no matter how much money you have, you can't make more of. And so that is something that I could have never been able to do. And then of course, being able to work on the internet, it's so amazing, not only because I have more flexibility, but I also get to work with a lot of different people around the world, in different teams, in different environments that I would have never got to do if I was still in that same career path. And so that is my thoughts, at least right now, on the whole what if scenario. This was just something that I thought about as I was walking and just thinking about it. And there's going to be a lot more thoughts that come in later on, and I might make updates on those in a future episode. And so if you had any thoughts on this whole what if scenario, whether you have experienced this yourself or whether you're going through it right now, be sure to leave that in the comment area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these videos, share, like, and subscribe. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then check out my Go Content Creators group, where you'll get access to 30 videos plus additional content for all the creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and sign up for my Go Content Creators group. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.